Hello, everybody. Today we have a special guest joining us who I'm very thrilled to have in here because this is a topic that I haven't covered and there's so much to be talked about with it. So we might go a little longer than usual today, but you're definitely going to get your money's worth. This guest speaker of mine is a very well-known author, speaker, coach, and he's a podcast host of a podcast called Networking and Marketing Made Simple. Please give a warm welcome to Scott Aaron. Thank you so much for joining us, Scott.
Well, thank you so much, Natalie. It's great to be here and just grateful for the opportunity.
No problem. So Scott, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you located? I think you're on the East Coast, but let us know.
Yeah, so my name is Scott Aaron. I'm in Marlton, New Jersey, which is just outside of Philadelphia. Grew up in Philadelphia my entire life, and my wife and I moved here about 2.5 years ago just to be closer to family and to get out of the whole city life and have a driveway and a backyard, which is something we always wanted. And I've been coaching and consulting around LinkedIn for business professionals, entrepreneurs, online wellness professionals, coaches, consultants for almost 9 years now. And it's a deep passion of mine because I feel everyone has gotten monotonous with Facebook, Instagram, and now even TikTok. And yes, they have a powerful message to share. Yes, they have a skill set of how they can help people, but a lot of people are still struggling with client retention, client acquisition, and increased revenue. And I myself had a background in health and wellness. I owned and operated 3 different health clubs from 1998 until 2016. I was a certified sports nutritionist, personal trainer, fitness instructor, and also corporate wellness speaker. And it was a big passion of mine. And in 2013, I was looking to shift my business from more belly to belly and in person to online. And initially, I was leveraging Facebook and Instagram for that, but I was looking to free up my time. So I was looking to double, triple, and even quadruple my rates because I didn't want to have just hour to hour to hour training. I actually wanted to create more flexibility to live more and work less. And when I looked at some of the statistics that LinkedIn provided, being the average age is 30 to 55 with a yearly income of $100,000 a year or more, I knew I would have a greater opportunity because I did work with a lot of business professionals. They were the ones that were busy, didn't have time to work out, didn't have time to eat right. And I really started capitalizing on that. And within about 6 months, grew my online business from zero to about $85,000. And it quickly turned into a 6-figure online coaching business. And that was only within the first, I think, 10 months. And at that point, I knew I was onto something, was helping other friends along for the ride. And one of my buddies suggested that I should start teaching this because he was starting to experience similar results as me. And I guess that goes with the saying, proof is in the pudding. You have to first get results yourself before you can then teach it. And that's what I did. I used it. I still use it to this day. Obviously, my wife and I have shifted our company. I still do work with coaches and consultants, but more on a high level basis. And LinkedIn has provided us nearly $3 million in revenue in the last 4.5 years, just by leveraging it from a very organic and relationship standpoint. And we're very passionate about what we teach. And we want to serve as many online business owners and entrepreneurs as much as possible to show them what's possible and what's attainable with using a platform that provides client acquisition, retention, and increased revenue.
Awesome. Just to be clear, and I love that you were a professional, I'm sorry, looking at your mug. Your mug is professionally big.
It is. It's not just for size. Yeah, I'm serious about my morning coffee.
That's awesome. So I love that you were in wellness, of course. Clarify for me, when you started on LinkedIn, was that for fitness or was that when you had switched to business?
No, that was for my fitness, online workouts, nutrition.
Okay.
And I did that for about, I would say from 2013 till about 2015. So about 2.5 years.
Okay.
And then I started to pivot because I had other individuals reaching out for help, because what I did was I created a system. So I had a 2-pronged business. One prong was me actually acquiring clients that wanted nutritional guidance and workout guidance in the online arena. But then I had business professionals, other online wellness coaches, other online business coaches saying, hey, Can you teach me your system of how you're acquiring clients so I can use that to acquire my clients? So then I had two different businesses going at once. One where I was still doing the coaching and consulting for client basis, but also consulting and coaching for other coaches that wanted to acquire what I was.
Okay, makes sense. Great. You've thrown out a lot of terms and stuff. And I guess let's start with one thing, because you talk about networking and marketing in your podcast. Networking, how does define that specifically? Because that can be looked at different ways. And so how does that play into what you teach?
Networking is what you and I are doing right now. It's collaborating and creating opportunities to get to know another business professional, but also being introduced into their environment, much like you're going to be a guest on my podcast, which is going to be you networking with me and getting introduced to my network. So networking is the lifeline to any business owner. So whether it's brick and mortar or online, if you are not doubling and tripling down on the relationship marketing aspect of a business, if you're not networking with other professionals, you're not forming those meaningful connections where introductions can be done, interviews can be done, guest speaking opportunities can be done, you're only going to be able to take your business so far. You can only rely so much on your warm market. So at some point, you do have to get out of your comfort zone and start talking with more people that you don't know, so you can start forming more business relationships. And the one thing that I love about LinkedIn, it's a global networking event every single time you log on, just like Latip, just like BNI. You go there to form referral partnerships. LinkedIn is the same thing from a business standpoint. If you're looking to really grow and scale an online wellness practice, you need to connect with other people on LinkedIn that may have referrals for you or possible introductions for you. You can't sit and wait for the skies to open up and drop people into your lap. When you're building a business, it's a contact sport. You have to contact people. You have to talk to individuals. You have to build relationships. And the one thing that my wife and I pride ourselves on is that we are very skilled at building meaningful relationships, meaningful connections, trust and rapport, because no one buys anything from anyone that they don't know and trust. So when you focus on building relationships where people can get to know you, like you, and trust you, guess whose name is going to come out of their mouths? Yours.
Okay, thanks for that. So as far as, let me think, which do I want to ask first? As far as, so I guess you answer that. LinkedIn is networking. Basically, that's the purpose of it. If I'm a health or wellness coach, then how should I divide my time? Am I on LinkedIn trying to get referrals and networking, or am I on there trying to get clients?
Both. So
and how do you split the time? What do you recommend?
It's not really so much splitting the time. It's creating a flow, just like any other routine a wellness professional writes up or nutritional program. There's a systematic flow to it. Whether you start with 15 minutes of cardio to warm up, get the body flowing, then move into some push or pull exercise, and then you finish with a cool down. There's a systematic flow. With LinkedIn, it's the same thing. And what you need to be doing on a daily basis is connecting with two types of people. So one, your ideal client. So not male, not female. It's not really from an age standpoint. LinkedIn is a giant search engine, just Google, Yahoo, or Bing. There's a search engine built into it when Microsoft bought them out. So you have to think about your ideal client from a professional or industry standpoint. So are they business owners? Are they accountants? Are they lawyers? Are they small business owners? Are they franchise owners? Are they nurses? What type of professional title do they have? And you search and connect for those individuals. Now, you're not going to reach out to someone and say, hey, are you overweight? You want to lose some weight? Hire me. That's not what LinkedIn is about. The other type of connection that you want to have are what I call power partners. So it's thinking about, who can I network with on LinkedIn where I could start getting more visibility or opportunities for other people to know me. That could be health and wellness podcasters. That could be other health and wellness coaches that have groups where maybe you have a specific skill set or superpower that they don't, where they could bring you in as a guest speaker. So looking for those kind of opportunities and networking with those individuals is key. So as you build your network, you're organically going to be messaging and talking to people. And it's never about selling and pitching individuals. It's all about building trust and rapport and relationships. So whenever I'm looking to connect with someone on LinkedIn, whether it's from a business standpoint where I can provide a service with something that we have, or a networking opportunity where we can do a podcast swap, or just dive down the rabbit hole of what can we do to help each other's businesses, it's never with the intent to sell or pitch. The intent I always have is, how can I get to know this person where they can get to know me, where they become a great resource, referral partner, or potential client later on down the road. The other aspect is being a go-to expert or specialist within your zone of genius. So providing relevant, educational, and informative content as often as you can, not multiple times a day. I typically recommend 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Monday through Friday is appropriate. And you can do video where you're giving helpful tips of what business professionals can do to better themselves physically, emotionally, mentally, health-wise. You can just do general posts where you're giving a couple tips. You can do a poll where you're asking your audience something they're struggling with. What do you struggle most with in regards to your own health and wellness? Getting enough water, getting enough sleep, exercising, eating. That way you can take the temperature of the network that you're building to see what holes or gaps these people may have, where you can then fill it with something that you offer. And the other thing that you can do is long form content, whether it's a long form post or even starting your own newsletter on LinkedIn, where again, you can be the go-to source where if someone is wanting to learn or get educated or informed about something in regards to what you teach, they're going to go to you. And it's all done from the pure foundation of networking with people, but also giving in order to get. You have to be in that headspace where you're not looking to have any preconceived or expectation back from anything. You're looking to pour into these people. You're looking to give value. And if something comes back, which it will in time, then you know you're making the right kind of impact on the network that you're building.
Okay, I love that. I think it's important to remember in time, because it's not going to be immediate. And a lot of clients think once you get over this hump, and I was the same way. Once I get over this hump, floodgates are going to open. And there might be that point, but that doesn't come as quickly as you might want it to necessarily. You have to put in the work and the effort. Okay, so there's one distinction or thing I want to ask, because when you were talking, it also made me realize, like, a lot of my clients, they don't really like the sales part of it. So your approach is great for that, but there's also a point where you've got to jump off and try to get a sale and not.
What do you mean? What do you mean they don't like the sale part of it? Are they uncomfortable talking about money?
They don't like to be pushy or too salesy. And when you're doing it more organically, like you are, then you aren't being as salesy, but you still have to make an effort to make a sale. So where's the middle ground of that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not so much the middle ground. It's more so being a good listener and talking less. So we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So when you actually listen to the problems that people that you're connecting with are having, and you have something to offer to fill that gap, hole, or void in their life or in their health, then it doesn't become a sales pitch at all. It becomes a solution to someone's problem. So that's why you're really clarifying and qualifying these people as potential clients. I don't sell and pitch to anyone ever. What I do is I ask specific questions to peel back the layers to uncover areas of pain or discomfort or unhappiness where there is room for improvement. And then when I share that the things that they're unhappy with or they want to improve or want to get better at are things I can teach them and help them with, now it doesn't become what I feel they need. It becomes something that they actually want. So it's just reframing how you're positioning your conversations. So if you're positioning your conversation from the get-go I'm going to get on a call with this person and just tell them all about my coaching program and how many weeks it is and what I teach without even finding out if that person even needs your help or what their specific problem is. Have you asked do they have any dietary restrictions or illnesses? Do they have any restrictions exercise wise? So when you ask specific questions, it's going to lead to specific answers, which will allow you to genuinely and authentically share how you can solve for the problems that they have. Now, the other thing that you have to reframe is your relationship with money. And the fact is that you can't be afraid to ask for someone to invest in themselves through you. When you are providing a premium service, when you are providing an expert type service, that requires an expert or premium price attached to it. Now, for me, I had to work a lot on my own money mindset because I was charging significantly lower than I should have when I got into the online space, but not anymore because I don't want to work with everyone. If you price your services too low, every person with a pulse that can afford it is going to work with you, and you don't want to work with people. And I know there's people watching and listening to this that can completely relate to that because they've priced their programs and packages so low that the wrong people are saying, yes, I want to work with you. And then you wish you could just give them their money back because they haven't been the best type of client. So when you start to price things at a certain level where a premium type of client is going to want to work with you, they're serious. If you charge too little, people are going to do as what they paid for. So if it wasn't enough of an investment, they're not going to take it seriously. They're not going to get results. And that falls back on you. And your credibility is everything. You want to work with the quality people, not the quantity of people. The quality people that you do good work for, that are paying good money to work with you, are the ones that are going to refer everyone to you because you've gotten them results. And that's the mindset shift that you need to have.
I can tell that you're passionate about that, and that makes sense if you work through that a lot yourself. And I've had to work on my own money mindset and still do. And I love that reminder because that is an important piece of it.
Yep.
And I think it gets a grip into us more than we realize. So,
yeah.
Okay. So let's pivot this a little bit more to talk about LinkedIn. And I know I skewed it the other way for a bit. You have been on Facebook and Instagram in the past years, and I think that's where most of my clients tend to be, and that's where I am. LinkedIn, to me, I like it, but I just don't want to get on another platform. And it's a little more sterile in my mind. I want to have a little bit more fun, but so I'm coming from that perspective, and my listeners might be as well. So tell me some differences between LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, why you love LinkedIn, and how it can specifically be beneficial for health coaches.
Facebook and Instagram, the average age is 18 to 29 with a yearly income of $30,000 a year or less. And as I alluded to earlier, the average age and income of someone on LinkedIn is 30 to 55 with a yearly income of $100,000 a year or more. So as a health coach, how often have you been told, I would love to work with you, but I can't afford it? So when you start playing in a sandbox with people that actually have the monetary means to afford you, you're going to pick up more quality clients. The other thing that I love about LinkedIn is that you're allowed 30,000 organic connections. You're only allowed 5,000 friends on Facebook, and we know that they're not all our friends. I don't think any of us has the emotional capacity for 5,000 friendships. And Instagram has the highest percentage of fake accounts to real accounts on all of social media. So when you can think about that, you can grow an ideal network up to 30,000 organic connections from a business perspective on LinkedIn, completely sways it in that direction. The other thing you have to understand is that Facebook and Instagram are entertainment platforms. So Facebook is about sharing your life, marriages, births, pregnancies, engagements, proposals, anniversaries, deaths, unfortunately. So it's more about you sharing personal things in your own life. That's what Facebook wants. Instagram is the Bravo TV of social media. It's a reality TV show. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's scripted. Everyone seems to be crushing it front facing, but behind closed doors, they could be a puddle because they're not where they want to be, but you would never know it. And then to show vulnerability, someone takes a picture of themselves while they're crying and then they post it on Instagram. And I don't know any human being that when they're having one of those down moments and they're crying, to think of taking a selfie of themselves while they're crying and then wanting to post it on social media. So how genuine and authentic is that? But with LinkedIn, it's a global networking event every single time you log on. So you can build your health coaching practice globally. My wife and I have clients in over 8 different countries now. The other thing is lead generation. Leads are the lifeline to our business. Without leads, we have no business. So there was a study done that was reported in Forbes about a year and a half ago. There was a third-party company that studied organic lead generation, Facebook versus LinkedIn. At the end of the 6 months, they found that LinkedIn was 200% more effective for organic leads than Facebook. So when you're talking about a platform that is nearly 3 better for generating leads, it's going to put the business in your favor. And the fact of the matter is that all you need to do is start connecting with more people. It's a law of conversation. If you're not booking new calls each day, each week, each month, each year, your business can never grow. So for me, I always thought about, where can I go to network and do business with more of the quality people instead of the quantity of people? So the simple saying that I have is, be a salmon in a world of fish. If all the other health coaches are hanging out and spending time on Facebook and Instagram, why not do something different? Why not go against the grain? Why not go against the current? Swim upstream, blaze your own trail, and grow your business on LinkedIn, where now there is no competition. You're living in a world of creation and collaboration instead of a world of competition and comparison.
Okay, what did you say that brought something to point? I didn't realize Facebook was that young. Did it skew a lot lower recently? Because I thought it was an older audience.
No, and you have to understand that Meta, they combine the ages of Facebook and Instagram because they're owned by both. Again, that's what skews the numbers, because there's more of a younger audience on Instagram, which severely skews the average age of Facebook.
Yeah, and the algorithms are always changing. Are they that elusive in LinkedIn?
No, LinkedIn right now has the highest organic reach, visibility, and engagement of any social media platform out there right now. People just aren't taking advantage of it.
So if I'm going to switch over and get on LinkedIn, or I've been thinking about and want to get on, what are some of the few basic tips to get started, like with your profile, and what would you, some no-brainers that we need to know about?
Yeah, first, optimizing your profile. And on my website, I have a free guide that people can download. So if anyone goes to scottaaron.net, it pops right up. And it's basically the 6 steps to perfecting your profile. And once you start optimizing your profile the right way, then I go back to something that I alluded to earlier, which is you building your network around 2 types of connections: ideal clients from a professional standpoint, but also power partners for introductions and collaborations. And then genuinely messaging people, wanting to get to know the person, not selling or pitching, but wanting to see how you can support one another. So actively building your network, actively reaching out to people each day, but also, as I alluded to earlier, providing value-added content that educates and informs. So as long as you spend the time to properly optimize one's profile, where you're gaining more visibility, you're positioning yourself as the expert in your space, you're building your network with qualified connections that fit either the client avatar or the power partner avatar, you're messaging those people from a genuine standpoint where you really want to get to know them, but you're also at the same time providing value-added educational and informational content via the means of a video, a poll, a post, or an article, you're going to have an advantage over other people within your space. And that is the most genuine, but also general way of leveraging LinkedIn as a health coach.
Are hashtags important in LinkedIn?
Yeah, so people, you can use them in your content, and I typically suggest 3 to 5 hashtags that relate to your content, but also people follow hashtags on LinkedIn so they can filter out their own personal news feed, so they don't have to see the general content. The hashtag that they follow is the content that they're going to see first.
Okay, great. And then what else came to my mind just now? Oh, and the DMs get tricky with me because I can see business coaches glomming onto me, and health and wellness coaches can see me connecting with them, and we're already hesitant because we're expecting a sales pitch. And I hear you, Do you have anything on your website that helps with the DM part of it? Gives examples of what to say. And I know you can just say, hey, how are you? Want to connect, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
I mean,
But
it's a very standard message that you can send. Hey, Natalie, it's great to connect with you. I see that we're both in the health and wellness space. Would love to see what you're up to and share what I'm up to and how we can support one another here on LinkedIn. Anytime for a call or a Zoom this or next week. So
okay.
it's just very general, very open, very direct, but very authentic at the same time. So there's no sale or pitch. It's you just really wanting to ask the person, do you have time to get on a call so we can get to know each other? And that's really it. And then just letting the conversation normally flow.
Even if it's a health coach and somebody that may need, that's a little bit, how do you look for people that have an autoimmune disease, for example?
That's through the content creation. So for someone, you can't ask them if they have
Okay.
an autoimmune disease. That's why the content, you educate and inform people. Here are 3 tips that you can do to maintain your health if you have an autoimmune disease, 1, 2, and 3, because then it's going to start landing on the eyes of people who are
Okay.
like, wow, they're speaking right to me. I got to reach out to them because I would love to hear about how they can help.
So the direct messages are more for the power partners piece of it. Okay.
Correct.
That makes more sense. Gotcha. Do you have any last minute tips that you want to share? And then also I want to ask you to share whatever thing you have going on now, where to find you to get more information. Also, your wife, does she have a social media agency? Did I
Yeah.
see
Yes.
that
Yeah.
correctly?
Yeah. We have a marketing and branding agency called BYOB Agency. Yes.
Okay. And so do you guys specialize in LinkedIn with that or all social media platforms?
So we have our own posting platform called BYOB Social,
Okay.
where business owners can leverage our posting platform to schedule and create their content and get it out across 7 different platforms. So they can post directly to Instagram business, LinkedIn company pages, Facebook groups, if you're the admin, Facebook business page, Pinterest, and Google My Business. So people can schedule up to content as far out as they want. We have a Canva-like integration where you can actually import, drag and drop your own personalized content, whether it's a logo, fonts, colors. But we also have a monthly touch base with all of the members of our community. So we give them like a State of the Union. It's a $49 a month subscription, cancel at any time. And we want to help business professionals work smarter and not harder. There's a training portal where we have bonus videos, social media platform growth tactics. So a lot of bonuses that come along with that. And the doors are actually open right now. We opened them yesterday and they're open until next Wednesday.
Okay.
And you can find out the information at www.thetimeToGrow.com. And you'll basically, if you scroll down, you'll see in the middle portion, it's called BYOB Social. You can click on there, you can read all about it. And if someone wants to sign up, they can. We do have an affiliate program built into it. So if anyone does recommend it that is a member, you get a 20% reoccurring revenue commission every month as long as they're a member.
Okay, awesome. I just shared that in the comments. And then,
Awesome.
okay, go ahead and share what else about you. I wanted to mention that because a lot of my clients need help with social media.
Yeah. And that's something that we try to, and we also, the one thing that we love about our platform is that there's royalty free, 100,000 different pieces of content royalty free that you can use. So if you're out of content ideas, you can basically search through our search engine and basically pick and choose what you want to use. And it's always updated. You can search by holiday, you can search by special event. So you can really start to pre-plan it. And people have their content scheduled out 30 days ahead of time. So it creates more space and freedom. As far as with LinkedIn and stuff, people can go to my website, scottaaron.net, and you can download that free infograph. And if someone is looking to really take their business to the next level, I do have a virtual course called the LinkedIn Accelerator Program, which is 8 different videos and modules that take about 2 hours in total to go through. And it basically teaches you from the coaching perspective how you need to be leveraging LinkedIn from A to Z. That's also found on my website under products and services. And I just want to do my part in helping people not only have a greater impact in what they're doing, but to earn the income that they deserve and create the life and the business that they want.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was great info, Scott. And you guys, he has this podcast too, Networking and Marketing Made Simple. So you guys check him out and get more information and expertise on this topic there.
Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. Have a great rest of your week.